Hi, everyone. It's Candace Krogel, and again from quantumhealers.com. Back with you today to address an often asked question when we are talking past life regression or exploring consciousness. When one considers past life regression and reincarnation, a paradox arises. And here's the paradox. If reincarnation and past lives are real, how can there be more people alive now than ever before? Shouldn't we eventually run out of souls? This is one of the most common and actually fascinating questions that I hear as a regressionist. And before we dive in, if you're curious about these sorts of topics and BQH or Beyond Quantum Healing, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss future explorations, because I'm having fun with this and exploring a bunch of new stuff lately. Okay. Now back to the question. A while back, I met a man named Darren, a really nice man, actually. He was a social worker who came to sit with me and my father after I had signed a DNR for my dad. So this whole life and past life and where we are with this, it hits close to home. All right. So Darren asked me exactly this question, and his curiosity gives us the perfect opportunity to explore what mystics, researchers, and today's spiritual teachers have discovered about reincarnation, parallel lives, and consciousness itself. So let's begin with one of the central ideas. Dolores Cannon, my teacher and friend, often spoke of parallel lives or simultaneous lives. In Beyond Quantum Healing sessions, clients often discover they're not just living one life after another in a neat row, a linear row, but that their soul may be experiencing multiple lifetimes simultaneously. A little hard for our brains to wrap around. That means the number of souls is not tied to Earth's population. Souls are fluid, multidimensional, and far more expansive than we usually imagine. Now, moving from that idea, Dolores also talked about star seeds, souls from other planets or star systems choosing to incarnate here on Earth. Many quantum healing sessions describe lives not only on Earth, but also in completely different realities, bodies, and even dimensions. This is really fascinating work. This perspective points to a soul pool that is far broader than just the human population on Earth, which helps to resolve this so-called paradox. Okay, now let's consider Michael Newton, who is the author of Journey of Souls. He offered another helpful framework by describing the life between lives, a spiritual realm where souls gather, rest, and prepare for new incarnations. I had a really great LBL years ago. Newton even spoke of soul nurseries where brand new souls are created and nurtured. Isn't that an interesting idea? This tells us that the pool of souls isn't fixed. New ones come into existence while others may be resting between incarnations. Dolores Cannon called that the resting place. Newton pointed out that with about 260,000 new births every day on Earth, I think that's probably less by now, there must be an ever-replenishing source of souls ready to incarnate. Okay, continuing on, Dr. Brian Weiss, whose book Many Lives, Many Masters introduced regressions to millions, asked his patients directly, where do all the new souls come from? And their answer was simple. This is not the only place where souls exist. Souls, they said, live in many dimensions, on many levels of consciousness. Weiss also proposed that a soul may split, experiencing multiple lifetimes simultaneously. He emphasized that time itself was not truly linear. What looks like past, present, and future to us may be simultaneous, from the broader perspective of a soul. So instead of running out of souls, there may be countless versions branching out at once. Another interesting voice worth exploring is Bashar, who is channeled by Daryl Anka. I check in with him every once in a while. Bashar speaks about oversouls, simultaneous incarnations, and the illusion of linear time. He often explains that one oversoul can project tens of thousands of personalities into existence at the same time. Imagine that. Some followers even calculated that with 6 billion people alive, there could be around 20,000 individuals linked to each oversoul. Now that makes the question of not enough souls disappear completely, because one oversoul can create endless human experiences. From there, let's move on to Kryon, channeled by Lee Carroll. I got to see him in person years ago in Pennsylvania, long before he became really famous. It was in somebody's house, and he just kept sharing his information until, he finally gained the audience that he deserves right now, Lee Carroll. Kryon takes another angle by describing the Earth's crystalline grid, which holds the collective memory of humanity. This is also called the Akash, or the Akashic Records. Each new human being taps into this field through DNA and energy. Kryon frames reincarnation as part of a much larger evolutionary project. Souls are not only evolving individually, but they are also contributing to Earth's transformation as a conscious being herself. In this view, reincarnation is both personal and collective, with no limit to the number of participants. Turning to Greg Braden, somebody else I listen to very often, we find yet another helpful perspective. While he doesn't address population growth mathematically, his reflections are equally powerful. He often reminds us that we are emanations of one great universal mind. Souls are not fixed, separate objects. They are expressions of an infinite field of consciousness. And if Source is infinite, then the expressions of Source, what we call souls, they're also infinite. And in that view, there is no shortage, only abundance. Building on this, someone who I check in from time to time with is Lisa Renee of Energetic Synthesis. Now, she brings even more nuance into this conversation. She speaks of multidimensional timelines, bifurcations of time, she uses that word a lot, and fractal consciousness. She describes identity as existing simultaneously across many dimensions. From her perspective, a soul may express in multiple versions at once across different stations of reality and identity. She also talks about soul groups and collective records held in DNA. Now, really think about that right now. Doesn't that make us amazing, amazing beings? And this suggests that incarnation is not always a one-to-one process of a single soul inhabiting a single body. Instead, there may be clusters of identities, collective templates, overlapping expressions. Again, here the paradox dissolves because the structure of consciousness itself is not bound to our linear way of thinking. And then there's a more scientific perspective. Ian Stevenson and later Dr. Jim Tucker at the University of Virginia documented thousands of cases of children remembering past lives. Some of you out there may have kids who give you this idea is real, right? Tucker, in his book, Life Before Life, directly acknowledged the problem of population growth. He suggested that new souls may indeed be entering Earth for the first time, and that reincarnation may not always happen in strict sequence. His work shows that even in a scientific framework, The supply of souls is seen as flexible and dynamic, not limited. So what do all these perspectives show us? Whether through regression pioneers like Dolores Cannon, researchers like Ian Stevenson, or modern teachers just like you out there, or maybe some BQH practitioners, the message is clear. Consciousness is infinite. Reincarnation doesn't run out of room. So the so-called population paradox dissolves when we step outside linear thinking. I had to take all that information and sort of make it more compact when I was talking to Darren. And this is exactly what we see in BQH, in Beyond Quantum Healing sessions. People recall past life regressions and past lives on Earth, but also parallel existences, starseed origins, and multidimensional expressions. The soul is endlessly abundant. Now, if Darren's question sparks something in you, I invite you to explore further. Come learn more about Beyond Quantum Healing or join our guru-free community at quantumhealers.com if you are a practitioner of any kind. See how exploring reincarnation and past life regression can help you discover the infinite nature of your own and your clients' consciousness. And don't forget, please, if this video inspired you in any way, like, comment below with your own thoughts on reincarnation or experiences, and subscribe to our channel for more explanations into past life regression and alternative healing.